Ethan Walker. Midfield for Denver, 6'1" senior from Milford, Ohio, Jack Hanna. 6'1" senior from Tucson, Arizona, Ted Sullivan. 6', 205, the grad student from Syosset, New York, is Lucas Kotler. As we are underway in our first Toyota Faceoff on a violation, is given to the gold trim, and I believe the mountainscape below the DU logo, their new white lids this year. Providence out there in all black, white numbers trimmed in silver front and back. Black helmets with, I believe that's the Providence. Riley thought he had more space to turn to his forehand side, then got kind of shut off that way, had to turn around and go backhand as we Pioneers lead at the 10:31 mark of the first quarter. Toyota faceoff number 4, and RJ Romeo thought he had that one in his stick. A loose ball, mad scramble for it, bodies flying all over the place, and it's Alec Stathakis. So, back for another Toyota face-off, and this one into the Denver defensive end. There's a long stick flying around the field. Can't tell that. Looks like it belongs to Denver's Colin Squires, as we've got a whistle on that loose ball. Might have been a push call. Like 5:39 to go. Denver leading. And on the Toyota face-off, a little false start there from Denver basketball and Denver lacrosse. Just good to have some of that energy back in the buildings, respectively. Have some family members around. It's just immediate family, obviously still very mindful of COVID protocols and social distancing and all that. As another Toyota face-off win here for Alec Stathakis, who will sprint across midfield, working against RJ Romeo and able to squeeze by him on the near sideline. The starts have been good, and the Pioneers have played consecutive quarters or even, a half or 3 quarters. Denver's lead is 6 goals. And back for another Toyota faceoff. Brett Bowe's out there for the first time today for Denver, and this one is won by the Friars as well. And Denver will win the final Toyota faceoff of the first quarter, and that brings us Big East Conference play and crushed Villanova 16-1. So through 2 games, 35-2, the scoring margin for the Hoyas to get things started. Pretty good. Pioneers will see Georgetown for the first time here in Denver on March 13th. First of 2 meetings between those 2 teams this season, as we've got a penalty Denver with an 8-goal lead, and back to the Toyota faceoff dot. This one scraped forward into the Providence offensive end by RJ Romeo, but it's Denver's Danny Logan who comes away with it. Record for assists in a career. And now off a transition. With 9:06 remaining, back to a 9-goal Denver lead. 11-2, Pioneers out in front. Toyota face-off win here. And the goal for Matt Grillo, his 3rd of the season. Denver trying to get back. Hanna, his 6th in his career. And for Morrill, 2nd hat trick of the season, 17th combined in his Denver. Do have a goalie change for Providence as Michael Harris is into the game. Man. Hat tricks for Jackson Morrill and Jack Hanna. 2 goals for Alex Simmons. Now 1 apiece for Drew Erickson, Riley Curtis, Danny Logan, Ted Sullivan, and Ethan Walker. I thought that was pretty great in our pregame conversation with Pioneers associate head coach Matt Brown today when he said, Alex is a gamer. He's the type of guy you might have to kick in the butt a little bit between Monday and Friday. 2nd goal of the season. And the first man-up tally of the day for Denver has given the Pioneers. What a start. Inside the final minute of the first half, Denver 16, Providence 4. Another Toyota. Denver's lacrosse sports information director undoubtedly right now searching through to find when the last time Denver scored 17 goals. It's like we planned this thing out. The Pioneers and the Providence Friars headed to the faceoff circle the second that we come back from our halftime break, which is kind of challenging when you're not stationed at the stadium. But great work by announcement in the background, as that's Reed Babcock on the goal and Danny Logan on the assist. But this game is, this is one that if you were a Providence. This is a Friar squad that they've had a lot going on the last few weeks. They've been on the road for their first 3 games of this season, losing to Bryant, then beating St. John's last week, and now here going against the Pioneers in a road trip in a year. So Johnny Morocco's 2nd goal of the season. 19-5, Denver leads it.
A Pioneers goal. Scored by number 22.
And off the Toyota faceoff, Denver will come today on 22 shots on goal. It's just one of those nightmare kind of days for an opposing goalie against Denver. Kind of performance by this Denver team right now. It's been a little while since we've seen just straight up dominance of an opponent like this. I mean, Denver played really, really well in that game against Air Force as well, but this is something entirely different as the Pioneers. As the fan program director Raj Sharon informed me and Pioneers basketball sports information director Chris Smith recently, you can also catch us on the HD2 channel for FM Sports Radio 104.3 The Fan when we're on ESPN Denver 1600. So, got an HD radio in your car or wherever else, you tune to that HD2 channel for 104.3. That win over Villanova few years ago, back in 2018, that was 22-6 as the final. That was Denver's most goals in a game. Things even here at 1-1 now in the fourth as the Pioneers let off the gas pedal a little bit. .550 to go. Providence with another Toyota faceoff. 10-7, 14-6, 13-9, 17-7, 17-8. 12-2, 13-6, and 14-8. And Providence with 7 goals on the board today. Denver still a 2-touchdown lead. 22-8 the score. 4:10 remaining in a face-off. So now 4 goals in this quarter for the Friars, who trailed at 21-5 after 3. Now 22-9, and another Toyota face-off win here late for Providence. A lot of reserve. Back for what will probably be the final Toyota faceoff of the day. Brett Bowes with the win. Brett wins it and takes it cleanly into the offensive end and quickly steps inside the box, and now he will